Mascardi. On today's nomination committee snooze fest, that's a really weak, sorry tagline.
Not great.
May 5th, 2026, the blame game.
You're kind of trailing off there. It's like
I don't know, it's
having
just
enough
my
coffee.
mood.
You're
just
on
my
vacation,
mood.
though. You're on vacation starting
I'm going
tomorrow,
away
aren't you?
tomorrow. So it's going to be you. Are you going to do some solo shows? Get some guests? What are you going to do? Have you decided?
So I haven't decided. First of all, I don't know anybody. Nobody listens to this
Simply
show.
not true.
And so guests are probably, in limited supply. I might do a short proxy countdown. I can't do the things you do. Like I'm not gonna
Be
read
obsessive.
5,000 8Ks to figure out.
Exercise
what's
my
going on.
OCD.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some analysis.
We all
on
need a break once in
something
a while.
quick, and then on the Friday shows. I don't know what's gonna be the Friday show. It's just me ranting.
Well, you know what? We are tinkering with a new format, and we've kind of sort of vaguely heard some positive feedback about it with listeners, audience numbers. So maybe you could work on that. Try to get our what do they call it? In and out game. Kind of make it better.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
Hit the board. Sure. All right. Or I could just cancel my I could cancel my vacation.
That would be preferable. Yeah.
Which
you
is, I
shouldn't
think, my
take
first vacation,
anyway.
and I don't
like
actually
2
remember the
years.
last vacation.
Yeah, it's been a
But
while.
thankfully, I've completely segued into not taking airplanes. I'm going to Canada, but I'm not taking an airplane. So I feel like I've already won.
Are you going to be able to get back in the country, or like?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. Well, is that the worst case? I mean,
the worst case scenario is you're stuck
could do
in
shows
Canada
from up
where
there.
things are
Yeah,
civilized. Yeah, they have
could
the
still do
internet.
shows.
Yeah.
But they don't have computers, do they?
No, I don't think so. They're in a different time.
All right. Our show today is being sponsored by FreeFlow Analytics and FreeFlowAnalytics.com, the only platform measuring board power connections performance for free. Now, yes, that's right. I am happy to report they fixed a lot.
Yeah, a lot's been fixed.
I love it. I don't know. I don't know what else is coming, but enough has been fixed that I'm fully using it now without any issues.
Yeah, it's there's a couple of mismaps here and there, and a couple of little issues, but it's.
There's issues with all data providers.
I mean, here's the thing. I know the people at FreeFloat, and they buy some data from other places. They've put together a lot of data themselves, but they have to QA massive corporations' data sets because the data is bad, it just changes arbitrarily, and like BlackRock and Vanguard and State Street, and they buy the data from those institutions too. I don't understand how anybody gets anything done. The data's just not that, half of it's not that good. Our data's almost better than theirs.
Isn't that why every company other than ours is trying to sell some kind of AI element?
Yeah. Everything's AI.
Which is
now.
implying to me that people are stupid, and let's rely on coding from techno bros, right?
Wait, that's the part that implied that people are stupid? That part?
If they're selling AI, why would you sell AI instead of selling subject expertise? Why are you selling a technology?
You're selling someone
sell
else's
deep-
technology.
Sell deep knowledge. Sell your deep knowledge of the subject. How about that? All right,
Speaking of deep knowledge.
blame game.
Yeah.
Again, we throw a lot of games every week. We do good game, bad game, nuggets. Now have a new game in and out. But maybe we should start to focus on the games that people seem to like the most. Is that
That would be none games? Which
that
games
would be
are
the
those?
I guess that would be the blame game, and maybe this new game where we help people
Well, the blame
figure
game,
out their investments.
I do like the blame game because it forces you to actually think a little bit, and we can make jokes still. It's one of my favorite things.
Maybe
that
think
we do.
too much. The only thing I hate about the blame game is it puts a burden on our writers and research staff.
It is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to start us off. These are headlines from the last 2 days. Coinbase cuts headcount by 14%, citing AI acceleration. This is the headline. The shares are gaining. That's the headline.
Of course they are. That's the thing. Say AI, say job cuts, shares
I
go
love
up.
that too. That you're making this announcement after weeks of reports coming out that all the CEOs are lying about the AI. They're just firing people. So what's good timing here? But I kind of broke this up into two parts.
Investors
take
didn't
this,
get those reports.
Let's take this in two parts. Let's start with Coinbase cuts headcount by 14%, citing AI acceleration. Who do you blame? I got a good list here. This might be tough for you. Co-founder, CEO, chair Brian Armstrong. He's the bald wonder, I call him.
I mean,
I just made that up.
Isn't it it's a dual class company, isn't it? Isn't he like a near dictator?
I'll get to that. He's got nearly half of the voting power, 49.6%. Let me tell you something about Brian. During the can you believe there used to be global protests for racial justice, and that was only like 5 years ago? Doesn't that astound you?
That is weird. That there was justice.
Why would you let that one go? To me, that's like the most fundamental, easiest thing to protest. Like to systematically hold people down or to judge people or whatever you're doing based on their skin color. That's something we can all get behind. No, I mean the Trump administration sort of agrees with me because they're fighting for white people's rights. But how come they're not still fighting for black people's rights? I don't really understand why they've dropped that part of it, or brown people.
But simultaneously, they are saying that certain industries are being discriminated against. So I don't know that they totally, like, they're paying for wind farms to not happen. So I'm not sure they understand what discrimination is.
So Brian Armstrong was on the forefront of this movement when he said he I think he was actually the first CEO of his kind to do this. He effectively banned employees from discussing social issues or activism at work, saying, quote, "We don't advocate for any particular causes or candidates internally that are unrelated to our mission because it is a distraction from our mission. We won't engage in broader societal issues." So he was like,
what's their mission?
That's a great question. Making like money?
Money. They make believe money. They monopoly money. That's the mission.
What scares me even more about Brian, and this is something that I wish I hadn't found today because I didn't know it exists. I didn't know it existed, and this is aligned with my fear about our future, that CEOs eventually are going to be creating city-states with their own militaries. But he's a proponent of something called freedom cities, which are privatized zones built on federal land that would be exempt from the laws that govern the rest of the country.
Oh.
No, I'm serious.
That's
this is
good.
something that a lot of techno billionaires are into, is that they want to have areas that are completely free from all governance and laws and regulations so they can kind of experiment on the public. I don't know what would they be doing, pulling the whiskers off of bunny rabbits.
Yeah,
I don't know.
what is the what can they do?
These are horrible people. Horrible
billionaires and now going on trillionaires in the world with
What
the
kind of ego
rules.
is this? Okay,
What do you expect you're going to be able to do in the world without the rules that you can't do now?
Why would you want to anyway? Yeah.
Just so you know, their mission is to increase economic freedom in the world.
That means nothing.
Well,
I understand in the world. And I guess I understand. I kind of vaguely understand to increase.
Isn't economic freedom a societal issue?
Economic freedom.
But we don't advocate for any particular causes or candidates internally that are unrelated to our mission.
Well, actually, I like that.
We won't engage in broader societal issues. That is the broadest societal issue, economic freedom.
Is he helping that mission by firing 14% of his staff? Do they now have economic
They're
freedom?
free now.
Yeah, they're
free.
All right, so that's Brian. Do you blame one of the directors at Coinbase? That would be a Meta Platforms director, Mark Andreessen, your favorite, Mark Andreessen.
Oh, God, that guy's such a blowhard.
I could go on and on about this guy, but let's just start with this quote from his manifesto. Our enemies. This is his words, not
this
my
is from
words.
last year, right? Or
Yeah,
2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Yeah. Our enemies are social responsibility. This is a
kill it.
This is
Get it.
This is a Meta Platforms director. So
There's some responsibility over there. Go get it.
So anyone who just is like, invests in indexes that includes Meta Platforms, and you think that you're like your hands are free, you're not. You're not clean. You should talk to your broker, or whoever. You should get out of it. But anyway,
Get out.
here's the quote: Our enemies are social responsibility, stakeholder capitalism, precautionary principle, sustainable development goals, social justice, and ESG. These are all ideas that would lead to a stagnant, decadent, and ultimately dead society. That's some tough words there.
You know
I like
what's
it.
amazing about that? So there's
Good for him.
like I know all those terms
I love it.
except for one that I had to look up at the time, and it's precautionary
Yeah,
principle.
I didn't know that either. Was that
So
what
I-
does that mean? Like not
I-
taking risks?
No, so that's how I think he wants you to read it. Here's the definition of it according to like the European Parliament.
Okay.
It's when decision makers take protective action against environmental or human health threats.
What? Oh, 'cause
He's
is he like
opposed
is it as a
to
god thing? God
protecting.
complex? Yeah.
I don't. What are you opposing? How is protecting human threats a
I don't know.
enemy?
Well, it's funny because he also said that impeding the development of AI in any way is a form of murder.
Yeah, no, I murder. I would murder Claude if I could. Yeah.
That's the second guy you could blame. Again, director at Coinbase and Meta Platform. Could you, and you referred to this before? You could blame the dual class share structure? This is what gives Brian all his power because his Class B shares are entitled to 20 votes per share. Again, that's not a
He
misprint.
wasn't-
That's a real thing in our culture. 20 votes
wasn't
per
ha-
share.
He was not feeling it with just the 10 votes per share that everybody else got. He needed the 20.
How about this weird person you could blame? So not only does he control 50% of the voting power on his own, but he also, there's a trust established by him, Brian Armstrong, that represents an additional 19% of voting power. But he claims kind of a distance from it because it's controlled by an independent trustee named Jeffrey Billings. So could you blame Jeffrey Billings for enabling Brian to have even more secret power there?
No, this one now we're stretching. I mean, remember
All right,
it was
Let's not talk
Coinbase
about it.
cuts
Move
head
on.
count, right?
Let's
So,
move on. All right, what about the co-founder? This guy is also director, co-founder Frederick Fred Ernest Ersum III.
He
has-
sounds like
He has about 11% of voting power, and let me tell you a few things about him. He's the co-founder and general partner of the crypto-focused venture capital firm Paradigm. That already sounds kind of creepy. Co-founder and CEO of Nudge, a neurotechnology startup developing non-invasive brain-computer interfaces.
so
Think about
not the
this.
chip in the brain. That's
This is a
what that?
Duke. This is a Duke grad who started his career at Goldman Sachs, and now he's developing brain-computer interfaces. This is all our culture needs. Critics have claimed that he's potentially even more dystopian than Mark Andreessen because, again, he's trying to program the human brain. I mean, he's into some really weird stuff. He wants to, I suppose, a future where human systems are replaced by coding. You know, he just wants to. I think he just wants to engineer humans out of our world. He's also a major backer of the Prometheus Summit, which is a secret gathering of tech elites focused on
Secret.
longevity and assisted reproductive technologies. I mean, this is all horrible to me. He was also appointed to Trump's Council of Advisors on Science and Technology. This is one of the guys.
You want to know who
on
else is on
board.
that council?
Is it Mark?
Mark Andreessen.
Mark
Yeah,
Andreessen.
Also
I mean, think
on
about
that
this.
council.
Think about this board. Anyway, or finally, could you blame? There are two women on the board, which seems very anti-meritocracy,
Oh, wow.
very DEI.
Why would
So
you even have them?
could you blame those two women? That's a lot of women.
I love. First of all,
Yeah, this is what a shit show.
I know that like on the conservatives and the dystopian right and the like tech bros, like they bring up George Soros as like this secretive evil billionaire.
Yeah, evil Jew.
I don't read about a lot of like secret liberal gatherings.
No,
Do
well,
you ever read
yeah.
about like the gathering of secret liberal
his parents
billionaires?
didn't George's parents like die in the Holocaust? Is that the same thing? Well, I
Was
don't
that
think
a
so.
secret
Yeah, I
liberal
don't think so.
gathering?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. But like the Prometheus Summit, what fucking ego is it?
Ugh.
Like that you call the summit after the guy who brought fire to humans like you billionaires are and then sacrificed himself. You know, like
all of the Greek
what
philosophers
a
and gods would hate these guys. They would hate them.
what a bunch of blowhards.
This is my one. I gotta say, this is the one reason why. This is the one area where companies like MSCI fail. Because if you look at the way that they analyze companies, they don't have a mechanism to like cover like they don't have like a how they have like key indicators and things and like key weightings and blah 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 all that crap. They don't have like an evil thing like they don't have like world domination. I think they got to work
need to
on
build that. Yeah, I think we got to build that.
But why are they afraid of that? Why don't they penalize companies? I was looking at Home Depot, who they gave like a AA overall. But
oh my God, they're the worst.
But they suffer very in governance and companies like Coinbase also suffer. Dual class dictator. Like, how come they don't come down hard on these companies? I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know. Side note, though, I just
who do you blame?
I mean, I'm obviously going to blame the CEO, co-founder, chair, Brian Armstrong. Like that. I mean, like, I'm sorry. I know you'd like me to blame someone else.
You have two members of Trump's, what do they call it?
The President's
Council of Advisors on Science and Technology. There's no science on that council.
So here's a side note on that. Yeah. Like the first term Trump, Council on Science and Technology or whatever, included at least 4 academics, people from Harvard, Dow Chemical, UC Berkeley, HP. It was like a mix. Bob Iger was on it. I don't know how he got there, but really? Bob Iger was on the first one.
Because of Pixar? Why Bob Iger?
I don't know. But in this version, here's the list of names. Mark Andreessen, Sergey Brin, co-founder of Google, Alphabet, Safra Catz, the Larry Ellison Oracle co-CEO, Michael Dell, Jacob DeWitt at Oklo, Fred Ursum at Coinbase, Freddie also.
Fred.
Oh, he doesn't go by Freddie. Larry Ellison, also Oracle. They got like multiple Oracle people. David Friedberg, who's the weird one because he's just like some guy. He's an angel investor, but I don't know how he got in there.
To be science and technology means billionaires. Is that what it means?
It's just billionaires. Mark Zuckerberg's on it. Jensen Huang's on it. It's literally just tech billionaires.
I can't hear this anymore. So you're picking Brian Armstrong.
Yeah, it's Brian Armstrong.
All right.
I'm
why don't you take over? Do one.
I have one, and then I have 2 kind of fast ones after. So I'll do the 2 fast ones together, but I'll do the real one first.
Yeah, nobody cares about that, by the way. Just do one.
Don't tell me what they care about.
Okay. I have no idea, actually.
We have no idea. We don't have any listeners. All right, here's the headline. Tone deaf Starbucks CEO slammed for justifying $10 coffee as, quote, affordable premium experience.
This is the expected outcome, right? From a man who had an egregious, an utterly egregious pay package when he joined this company. His first year, his CEO pay ratio was 6,666 to 1. This is where we get.
Well,
we could have predicted this. I mean, we could have in a satirical moment. We easily, our writing staff easily could have predicted this, right? We knew it was going to come to this.
I think we probably did.
We knew. I don't know how. I'm actually impressed that people still go to that place. I don't even know how they. I don't know how they afford it. Let alone support the corporation.
Frankly, his pay package now looks cute compared to the pay packages we're seeing.
Still horrible.
Like Hock Tan, like Broadcom
sells coffee.
But he does sell coffee. All right, so who do you blame? I'm going to give you a bunch of people. Here we go. Let's start with this group: Mike Sievert, Jorgen Nudstorp, Neil Mohan, and Brian Nickel. Now, the first 3 are directors, and Nickel is the CEO of Starbucks. But the reason why I chose these first, according to Free Float Knowledge Database, these are the only 4 directors on the board with base knowledge in marketing in their backgrounds. This is direct from their bios and their education. They have 46% of Starbucks influence. Wouldn't you say, like, the term affordable premium experience is such a marketing, like, it's such the worst.
He actually said that?
That was his quote. He said a $10 coffee was an affordable premium experience.
How?
That's what he said.
How is that? How is it that?
You know, I went to the movies the other day for $15. I got like a 2.5 hour wonderful. I had to yell at 3 kids to put away their fucking phones during the movie, but
What's wild is
it
that
was wonderful.
even in like my city's most hipstery, like the coffee shops that are like just the most like handlebar mustache hipster, whatever you want to call it, like super comfortable, super beautiful with amazing pastries. Even there, there's no $9 coffee.
No.
So
you can
why
get
would
like
you go to a place that smells like bleach with like gross floors like over the really comfortable
affordable
place?
premium experience?
I
Apparently.
don't. It's not premium on any level though. But anyway,
It's not affordable either. At
No.
$10 a coffee. It's
Yeah.
like so. Your first option is the 4 directors, one of whom is the CEO, who have
Okay.
marketing backgrounds. These are the people in the database that have marketing backgrounds. All right. Group number 2. All of these are groups. All of them are on the board. Richard Allison, Neil Mohan, Andy Campion, Beth Ford, and Mike Sievert. Now, some of those names are doubles. Mike Sievert and Neil Mohan, both in the first group. But these are the members of the pay committee that graciously granted Nickel $96 million, such that for Nickel, a $10 coffee is affordable premium experience.
right.
Now, Nickel's so far out of touch, maybe he literally thinks this is
Right.
such a nice premium experience I'm
Yeah.
getting.
Okay. That's acceptable, right? That's just his perspective.
That's just his perspective. Meanwhile, there's other headline you pulled. CEO pay surges 11% while workers' wages stagnate at 0.5% in 2025, right? Like, so we talk about it on the show all the time. We're seeing CEO pay explode
Yeah.
and nothing happening with
Year
worker
after
pay.
year after year.
In the last 5 years, every director on Starbucks was tagged in the free float database as a bottom payer. A bottom payer is a director who across all their boards gets flagged for paying their employees, the median employee, in the bottom quartile of all peers.
Mm-hmm.
So we just flag them every time your median employee is in the bottom
That's something
quartile.
you could invest on if that was important to you.
It's simple. It's just saying like, do you pay the worst of all your
Yeah.
peers as a member of that board? And every director on Starbucks has been flagged for being a
Jesus.
bottom payer in the last 5 years. At the same time, Starbucks CEO pay was tagged as an atypical overpay, meaning they're overpaying the CEO, and that's versus their peers. And the board average 5-year CEO pay ratio is in the bottom quintile. These people, so it's not just that they don't pay their employees. It's that they overpay the CEO and don't pay their employees, and they do it everywhere they go.
God.
Not this
Well,
one
that's-
place. Everywhere they go.
Isn't that how typical drug empires work? I mean, maybe that's okay.
Yeah,
Whenever I
like-
watch shows like when
Yeah,
you watch
The
like the Breaking
Wire.
Bad or The Wire,
Yeah.
isn't that usually how the organization is run? The
Yeah,
people at the bottom
Avon
are
Barksdale got all the money.
It's,
and
yeah, it's not
yeah.
it's not very glamorous at the bottom.
Although in those shows, the boss typically goes to jail or gets killed.
Okay.
In this version,
Yeah.
the boss typically ends up on boards after they retire and continues accruing capital forever, and there's no accountability for anything. So these are the 4: Richard Allison, Neil Mohan, Andy
Okay.
Campion, Beth Ford, Mike Sievert.
That's the
These
pay
were the
committee,
members of the pay
compensation
committee
Okay, got
who
it.
made them so out of touch that $10 is an affordable premium experience. All right.
All right.
Number 3. How about Beth Ford, Daniel Servige, and Neil Mohan?
Okay, who are they?
According, these are
Or
directors
why,
again.
why that combination? I should say.
According
Other
to Free
directors.
Float deference numbers, and deference numbers, they actually tag whether these directors kind of rely on this CEO and this company for prestige, money. They have overlaps with the CEO. They have social ties to management. It's basically, how are these directors connected back to management? These were the only 3 directors on the Starbucks board who were tagged as deferential. They are on, and this is a for instance, Neil Mohan also has a directorship at Chrome Holdings. Which one's a bigger deal? His directorship at Chrome Holding or the directorship at Starbucks, right? Like,
Yeah.
Like it's pretty simple. It's
You
a
mean
simple
Google
idea.
Chrome? Do you mean Google Chrome?
I mean Chrome Holding, which
Yeah.
I think makes like shiny car parts or something. I don't even know
Yeah.
what they do.
That's pretty prestigious.
But so these are the directors that have the most to
so
lose by
far-
dissenting.
So far, I'll keep going. Keep going.
So that's 3 groups. Here's
Okay.
another group. Are you ready? Mike Sievert, Daniel Servige, Marissa Mayer, Neil Mohan, and Brian Nickel.
You know, there is one name I've heard on all 4 lists, by the way.
I know you're catching on. You're catching on to the way this is working. Each of the net worths of these directors exceeds $100 million.
Is that right?
That
Damn.
is, Servige is part of the Nepo. He's a Nepo baby, part of the group Grupo Bimbo.
Oh yeah,
It's
they
a
make
baking
like
company.
Wonder Bread. They make bread, like
They make like
crappy
bread, and stuff.
Yeah.
He's worth over $3 billion
with no
because of his
nutritional
family
value.
ties.
Yeah.
Marissa Mayer is one of the only examples of a female
Is she
fail
worth
up.
that much? She's worth that
worth
much?
more than $600 million because of her
Wow.
time at Google and Yahoo.
Wow.
And the amount of money she made at both of those places. Mohan got a $100 million stock retention bonus in 2013 alone.
Yeah.
And is the CEO of YouTube, which is
Oh,
the ultimate artist exploitation machine, right?
well,
And drug.
and I mean an amazing drug itself, right?
It's the best drug.
Yeah?
It's maybe better than every other drug.
Yeah,
at this
it's
point.
a wonderful drug. Yeah.
So that's another group. These are people who are so out of touch with what's affordable that how on earth can they price a cup of coffee?
Although I think that to Neil's credit, first of all, he's on every list, but to his credit, if you get a subscription to YouTube, you know, to get rid of the ads, I think it's basically the same cost as that coffee you're talking about per month.
Yeah, per month, right? Yeah,
Right?
It's your per month cost of
Yeah.
one
so
affordable
maybe it
coffee.
is a premium experience.
And the last 2 are number 1, Neil Mohan, who is on
Right.
every single
Thank you.
list.
Yeah.
Or Brian Nickel, because even though Starbucks generated record profit in the last quarter, he's managed to avoid negotiating with the union, and he just called $10 for a few roasted tree beans affordable premium.
Well, I can tell you one of the reasons why the profit is because I have been reading and noticing. I don't go to Starbucks anymore, but I used to use the app. They have basically eliminated all discounts and freebies and coupons. Like they've just gotten rid of all of it.
Yeah, everything's gone. Yeah.
So there's some extra money for their pockets, right? One little funny part of this that you missed is that, you know, he really said, he talked about the premium experience. They're questioning him that the cup was $9. He said, yeah, but it's still less than $10 and I get a really premium experience. So, you know, you should
Yeah.
be thankful it's less than $10.
It's less than $10. And
Yeah.
until you're like, can I get like a chocolate chip on top?
Kind of a
Or,
weird thing to
like-
say. He should have said it's less than $10,000. Then I would have been relieved.
Then it would have been like, yeah, that's a premium experience. So
This is
those
a
are your
tough one.
options. It's a
So I
lot
kinda
of options.
I kind of want to go right for Neil because we've talked about this company a lot. This is probably my favorite company from a corporate governance perspective. It always has been, and it still is actually, even with this leadership shift, because you know, Melody Hobson's gone, Howard Schultz is gone, but then they come in with this new guy. With this incredible pay package, it is just an incredible FU to workers. Remember, it was like asking people to come back to work in the office, and yet he gets to fly a private jet from California, and he's just a big fat ego, this guy. But Neil, I love that Neil is the CEO of YouTube and he's on a drug board. I just think it's great. I mean, maybe he's the mastermind here. Maybe he's the quiet. You know what? I'm going to blame Neil. I'm just going to blame Neil.
So
I know you weren't expecting it. I'm going to do it.
Well, so I'm going to throw.
It's Neil's fault.
Basically, I'm going to tell you that this whole thing, all of my options,
Yeah.
were basically a test and a misdirect, and you failed. The real answer is Andy Campion, because his 2026 proxy
Yeah.
drink
Yeah.
was a non-fat latte with sugar-free vanilla protein foam, which
that
is a
$9?
drink that costs $9.
Oh, but you didn't.
So
oh,
he
come
knows
on, that's
what the
not
premium-
fair. Wait, so what is protein foam? Is that like they put like a hamburger in a machine and it comes out with foam? Like, what does that mean?
I don't know how you foam a protein. I'm not really sure about that.
Oh, so that's why things are so expensive now, because people are adding on like every stupid thing they can
Yeah,
think
it's
of.
like the 45 different, it's like 80 different things. And you can
All right,
order
well,
that drink has 27 grams of protein. Is
that's a
like
lot.
a small is 300 calories. It
Oh, that's
has
too many.
34 grams of sugar in it.
Oof.
4 pumps of I mean like 4 pumps. This is the small, okay?
Oh,
And
what? Really?
yeah, this is the
Oh my
small
God.
one.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
That's a lot of calories in like 8 ounces of water.
Yeah. Not only that, but the total cost to you if you actually bought this is it is a $7 drink. It's and that's with no customizations and the
No tip
the small
either,
no
right?
tip. No
Yeah.
tip, no customizations. The
'Cause-
small. If I customized one thing, like I wanted instead of one shot, I
Yeah.
wanted like the large, and I wanted 2 shots.
So you're up to like $11 almost.
Yeah, it's nuts.
You
It's
know
stupid.
what? The crazy outcome out of all of this, too, honestly, and I think a lot of people probably agree with me, is that knowing about this world that exists with the Brian Nichols making so much money and the struggling baristas and they're fighting for contracts, I now routinely tip basically everywhere I go.
Right.
Especially at a place like Starbucks, I will absolutely I will buy, and I'm like a black coffee kind of guy, so I might buy. I don't know how much I'm spending, $3, but I'm giving it a premium of at least like 33% what is that, 300%? How do you do the math on that?
Yes, it's
33%
for $1. Yeah,
I'm giving them $1. I am making up for this horrible
that's
company.
the worst part.
Because that's how it's just
They
in my
guilt-
system. I can't not do it.
They guilt
Yes.
the buyer into
Absolutely.
compensating the
Because these are nice people. Because they're
Well,
nice. When you
because-
spend any time in there, they're nice people.
Because Brian Nichol has the advantage of never meeting any of
No.
the people in the Starbucks that I
Nor
might go
caring.
to. And
Nor
he doesn't have
caring.
to care about them.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to meet them. I have to stand in front of them and think to myself, if this is a unionized store, you're not getting bonuses because Brian Nichol decided that,
Yeah.
sorry, the unionized stores can't get bonuses. You have to look all of these assholes in the face who are like, demanding their drink immediately with their 17, customizations and tell them it's on its way. It's on its way as you're hustling around. I see your face and I have the guilt that is,
Absolutely.
you work too hard to not get compensated.
And it's the face of like
I will give you extra.
of someone who got their PhD at Columbia for art history who has
It's
like $80,000
unfucking
in
real
debt. Yeah. All right,
how
let's-
how gross it is. Yeah.
all right. I got that one wrong, but I still like my choice. There's not. You know what? People don't talk about Neil Mohan enough. He hides because
I know
because YouTube is it's a
YouTube
part of Alphabet.
CEO. He's
Yeah.
he's a drug dealer.
All right, my next one is less fun, but actually want me to do my quick one? I'll do my quick one.
Yeah, do the
first.
quick one and then do the other one.
Diary of a CEO founder. I don't know what that is. I don't care. This is a
They
guy
had
who runs
diaries?
a company. I don't know. This is a guy who runs a company. He's a CEO, whatever. Says he hired someone with zero work experience because she thanked the security guard by name before the interview. Who do you blame? Here are the choices. The so-called meritocracy. That's the first choice.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I have.
That's yeah.
Isn't this where we're basically at now? This person had no
A gut
experience,
feel.
No, the
Yeah.
resume I guess was 2 lines long. It's exactly. It is. We're on
It's
gut
gut feel.
feels, and we're
It's man
supposed to
feelings.
be, and we're supposed to be applauding this guy because he's like, oh, he's so emotionally mature, right? Because he rewarded her, but then how can anyone get ahead? We're now okay. We have established over and over the boards are controlled by white men. The CEOs are white men. The chairs, the source of money, VCs are white men. So we basically have to get in line and be approved by these people because we can't bring our degrees and our experience anymore. We can't bring our actual merit because the
They're telling
merit
us
doesn't
not
matter.
to go to school now.
Right. They're telling us not to go to school. So, and everyone keeps like saying the meritocracy, and no one defines it. But but we're rewarding you can't win anymore. Basically, I don't know. I'm like my head is spinning. Honestly,
you have to go around and learn every hobo's name in your neighborhood in case some white billionaire walks by when you're like, "Hey, Gus, here's a soup, that I made you today," and they'll be like, "You're hired. You can run our analytics division." And
the world is so turned around and twisted that now, like, every blowhard now is blowharding about meritocracy, right? And by doing so, they're equating women and people of color, which is a DEI thing, as being underqualified. Like, that's the takeaway, because they're using meritocracy as a way to combat DEI. So now,
but
the assumption is that they don't have the qualification. So I'm just saying, like, how do you win? Right?
At least in
how do you
this
win?
case, at
How do
least
you win?
in this case, he hired a woman not because of her breasts. He hired her because
You
she
don't know
knew the
that.
security guard's name. Yeah, that's true. You don't know that. You
All
have
right,
no
that's
idea.
my second one. What was your answer, by the way?
My answer is meritocracy.
Yeah,
that's,
the fake
who I blame.
meritocracy.
Yeah, the fake.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, what are we doing? Yeah, I mean, it's a good point, right? All these guys, all these dual class share dudes, all these like founder bro modes, they're all telling you don't go to college anymore. College is stupid. But how do you define merit? How do we get there? How do we get there together? I don't understand. Being educated is not merit anymore. Having a great recommendation from your dean because you're so hardworking and you had extra jobs for your scholarship. That doesn't matter.
No, nobody. That's not what's going to get you a job anymore.
Okay, I'm gonna move on.
It's knowing Carl, the security guard.
I'm going to move on. My last one, which is super horrible and long and boring and dumb, but I had to tackle it. It's kind of a two-parter. Yeah.
Sorry, before you go on, I just found the CEO's LinkedIn letter about this. He said that the lesson he learned by doing this was hire the hard thing.
The what?
Hire the heart. He means
the heart?
Hard thing.
Hard, which is what?
Hire the thing that's hardest to teach. That's what he
I mean, we're this dystopian and we're this much of a black hole that we're shocked that someone is kind to someone else just because it's not part of your.
It's the hardest to teach.
Your value system.
It's the hardest to teach someone to do a fist bump these days. Yeah,
right.
It's hard.
Well, congratulations. All right. Kind of a double headline, but I'm going to tackle it. I'm going to try to go quickly because we're already over time. I love how we always think our shows are going to be short. We're like, oh, we got a short one today, but then we babble on forever. Elon Musk, SpaceX could be. Are you covering this or you're out?
No, but I don't like it.
It could be. This is a two-parter. Could be fast-tracked into S&P 500 after IPO under proposed rule changes, and same day. Elon Musk settles SEC lawsuit over Twitter purchase and agrees to pay $1.5 million fine. Let's start with that one. Let's start with that
joke.
Let's start with this stupid settlement. Let's not forget that Musk. So here's the background. There's an 11-day delay with Musk revealing his 5% stake in Twitter, which is, of course, just blatantly illegal, right?
Illegal.
Yeah.
It's not legal.
And in that time, so he's able to buy up to $500 million of shares at artificially low prices before he finally realized. Okay, so understandably, he was sued, and the SEC came after him because it's just horribly, blatantly illegal. Okay, but this is the twist, and I'm going to ask you, who do you blame? Do you blame the SEC commissioners? But here's the thing. That case was taken up in January 2025 at the end of the Biden administration, when there were still 3 Democrats on that commission and 2 Republicans, which is normal, right? It usually aligns with party.
Is, yeah.
Flash forward today, where we now have Gary Gensler is gone. We have Paul Atkins is back. He's back from the W administration. He's back. We still have your favorite Hester Pierce, right? You love Hester Pierce.
Yeah.
But we have 3 Republicans and 2 vacant. We don't even have any Democrats on the committee. How is this legal? How is this possible?
Well, this is what they're doing. They actually rather.
the
I just read that rather than stopping wind farms because they're losing legal battles,
Incredible.
they're just delaying the applications. They're just
Incredible.
like, oh yeah, we're working through it, and they just delay it until it disappears.
So do you
This is
blame
exactly
this?
the same thing?
Do you blame this entire SEC, this 2026 version of the SEC commissions, which basically said like, no, we're going to rip up that. We don't care. We're gonna settle with Elon. So that's their first choice. Do you specifically blame the chair, Paul Atkins? So again, he's back from, he was the commissioner, a commissioner under George W. Bush. He once argued that fining a company for the sins of its executives just hurts the innocent shareholders a second time. Right? You're right to laugh there. You're right to laugh there.
He's saying that because the company pays the fine,
Yeah.
and they pay the fine basically to itself.
Right.
Like that's the joke of these fines. Like it's not like shareholders get the money, but it's sort of like this weird nebulous zone.
Yes, you're right. But
And
go
that's
ahead.
the dumbest thing you could possibly say.
Yeah.
Because
But-
then the alternative is you fine who? No one? There is no
Right.
law? There's
Well,
nothing?
There's actually another part of this too, which I didn't write down, which is that normally in this situation, Elon could have been basically disbarred from running, from like being a director
Yes,
or
being
an
a
executive at a
director
pub,
or an
which is
executive,
normally
yes.
what would happen in this situation, right? So it's not just about a fine, Paul. But anyway, he's also heavily conflicted. I mean, he worked in the same administration with Musk when Musk was part of Doge, and he just blanketly believes that the SEC overregulates, and I mean, he doesn't believe in the SEC. So anyway, so that's the first. You could blame him. Could you blame your favorite commissioner, Hester Pierce? In the past, she's argued that tech companies should be allowed to operate for 3 years without any SEC oversight to find their footing. That's her
Yeah.
quote.
Yeah.
How
You
about
gotta
that?
look for that footing. It's
Well,
somewhere.
isn't that the same thing I mentioned before about this guy? Was it Brian Armstrong who wanted freedom cities, privatized zones built on federal land that would exempt them from laws that govern? That's what
Or-
she's basically saying. Like, give them 3 years to fuck around before we get involved.
Or Mark Andreessen, who said, why protect humans and the environment at all? No precautionary principle. Don't like pre-protect anyone. Just let us destroy stuff for a couple of years and we'll figure it out after that. Yeah. It's the same
She
idea.
also has long argued that SEC's disclosure requirements are bloated and immaterial. So in her view, what Musk's did wasn't a crime. It was just a failure to comply with horrible bureaucracy, right? So you see how she does that there? You see how
Yeah.
she... So who do you blame? Do you blame...
paperwork? Yeah.
Do you blame the whole modern day SEC commissioners, all 3 of them? Do you blame specifically Chair Paul Atkins, or do you blame your favorite commissioner, Hester Pierce?
Why can't I can't blame Elon Musk for like this is as simple as
Hey.
you just file. You have 9,000 lawyers on staff. You
We
just
make
file
up the
one
game as
fucking
it goes
paper.
along. You want to blame Elon? Blame Elon.
I'm gonna blame. Oh man. I'm going to blame the SEC commissioners today. I mean,
All
Hester
of them,
Pierce has been
yeah.
beating the drum the whole time, and Mark Ueda is the same.
Yes.
But having Paul Atkins come back, and they feel incredibly emboldened to not do anything, right?
Not do anything, yeah.
They like between all of the and it's
all the crypto, all the
they
crypto cases
can't-
they've dropped.
they literally can't like they're gaslighting us into thinking they can't do any of the work because they're overworked rather than actually rather than building like a regulatory structure. All they do is avoid the one that exists. They're not building something new. There is no creation. There is no lawmaking. This Congress has made the fewest laws in like the history of Congress. And this is the whole playbook, which is don't do something, do nothing,
Yeah.
prosecute
Freedom
no
cities.
one,
Freedom
and
cities.
then you don't even have to deregulate. You just don't show up. Just don't
Yeah.
go to work.
Don't
fucking
do it.
brilliant. I hate it.
And then I'll end on this. And
Do you think Paul Atkins would have hired Hester Pierce because she said thank you to the guards on her way out?
Maybe. I think Paul Atkins actually is a big fan of our show. I've been told
That's
this.
true. Yeah, that's true.
Let me end on this one. Unfortunately, it's a little boring, but I had to slip it in here. I just had to. Okay, so they're because it just enraged me. They're the S&P 500, which is managed by S&P Global. They want to they essentially want to fast track SpaceX into the S&P 500. They basically want to change the rules for him.
Yeah, for just Elon. Yeah.
So this means cutting the eligibility period from 12 months to 6 months, eliminating a minimal investable weight factor for mega cap companies, whatever the hell that is. I kind of know what it means, but I don't want to spend too much time with it. And then also, notably, eliminating profitability requirements. This is the big one.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Finally, find your footing, baby.
Because this is the most important one to me because, there's no, I mean, SpaceX probably won't be profitable for 500 years, even though it'll be worth, the market cap will be like 800 million trillion.
It was already
is it really
profitable?
profitable?
Yeah, I think it's already
But even though like what they're about to embark on, the spending is about to go out of control though.
Well, I don't know. Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know yet. So who do you blame? This is a tough one. This is why I wanted you to weigh on this. Because the S&P Global is just like a mystery to me, right? Because you look at free flow analytics, it's kind of hard to understand. And in fact, no part of their board is responsible for these indexes. None of them have oversight for these indexes. In fact, I had to do a ton of digging to discover that one of the things you could blame would be the index committee, which is called one of the most powerful and secretive groups in global finance, because the meetings are completely confidential and the membership is not disclosed, and they have complete discretion to change your minds. All they do is, which they're doing right now, is they put up a consultation period and they pretend to ask people what they think. It lasts a month and then they change the rules that they want. But in our world, it's a strange body. It's a strange committee because, again, we don't really know who they are. Nobody has oversight of them. I was thinking, like, do you blame S&P Global CEO Martina Chung? Do you blame S&P Global Chair Ian Livingston, who's actually Lord Livingston of Parkhead, by the way, whatever the hell that means?
Wow.
Or do you
Ian
blame
Frank Ersham III should hang
or do you
out.
blame an index committee that I may or may not know who's sitting on? I mean, I also want to know, or I had a fourth option here. Do you just blame the general concept of greed? It's the very philosophical concept of greed. But I don't know, where do you land on this? How do you, if you wanted to blame someone, how do you handle something like this? We don't talk about the S&P Global Corporation like ever. But
so
what do you think?
Here's where I land. Where I land on it is very, very simple.
Oh, okay.
I don't actually care that much what's on the index. I care that you have rights to everything that's on the index. That's it.
What do you mean?
SpaceX is going to have 10 vote per share class, and Elon Musk is going to control it.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg, Spotify, Snapchat,
Yeah.
like the S&P 500 is littered with companies, even Ford, where they allow dual class shares and control
Ford
to
family,
exist.
yeah.
So all of it is make believe. Like as soon as you've crossed the threshold into, you know what, as a shareholder investing in this index, there will be companies that you have rights at and companies that you don't. As soon as you cross that threshold, what do I give a fuck if you put on a company right after it IPOs or if it's profitable or not?
Right.
What I care about is, can I vote the CEO out when they suck? Can I vote against pay?
These indexes have almost become like modern shields for your guilt, because you don't even, because I think you pretend to not even know who's on these indexes, right? Because you would never, if you're like a moderate kind of, or like even a liberal person, you would probably say, like, look, I don't want to invest in like Facebook or Tesla, but I'm okay investing in these indexes because that's fine, right? But I feel like it's almost like they're cheating or something. I don't know. There's something weird about these indexes that are starting to bother me.
The indexes, like anything else, are products. They initially
But they
were meant
shield who's involved. I don't know. It's like
but
a
they
shield.
initially were meant to give you a benchmark of some kind of. I mean, they as constructed, they were designed to give you a benchmark for what the market's doing. And what you include in the market is something you can actively trade that doesn't like you're not going to trade it and there's not going to be any shares left or anything like that, that you had some rights to, mostly because dual class shares didn't quite exist in the way they do now. And, it gave you access to, a very stable list. At this point, All they are is tech bro heavy, dual class. We want our index company to be the most profitable index company. We
Right.
make the best lists. S&P is just doing what everybody else has been doing, a race to the bottom in which you're
And
trading
heavily
your
tech bro
fucking
weighted.
rights
Yeah.
for a list. That's
Yeah.
what you traded. So where I come in is not who do I blame. It's
Yeah.
like the whole system is designed
Okay, I didn't put
to
that.
race
That's not
to
a
the
choice.
bottom. No,
That's
you
not a
did.
choice.
The general concept of greed. That's
Okay,
what
I
that was
did.
your option. That was
Okay,
your
you're right.
option. I
Yeah.
blame that one.
I-
That's
I'm
what I
all-
blame.
I'm glad I included this because it's just a topic we never get at. Glad is the wrong word, but it's yeah. We don't actually even we don't really talk about MSCI. We don't talk about S&P Global. We don't
When
we don't.
we were at MSCI, they
Yeah.
did the consultation about dual class shares, and they said investors didn't care about it. I'm like, I'm aghast
I don't think I believe that, but
that investors didn't
I want to
care
know
about
how
it.
they asked the
Well,
question.
what on earth does that even
they
mean?
buried it in a delicious bowl of Lucky Charms, so they didn't
I
really
think
know
the
they were
whole
being
thing's
asked.
nuts.
Okay, well, let's
All
finish
right,
up. What do you got?
let me finish up. I got two quick ones. Number one, activists protest Jeff Bezos at 2026 Met Gala with symbolic urine bottles.
Okay.
No one likes Uncle Hefe anymore, or his wife.
Of course not. He just sold. We joked about this for a while. He had the biggest yacht ever, most expensive yacht. It was like $500 million. Remember?
And they built it in like the Netherlands.
Yeah, it's like in Rotterdam. And
Yeah,
they had to dismantle
change. Yeah,
a historic bridge because it wouldn't fit out of the harbor. It wouldn't get out of the harbor.
yeah.
This guy is a complete asshole. But he now has caught up and has realized that the optics of it and the cost to maintain it is so much that he sold it because he doesn't.
it's just the cost. All right,
He
so
realized
who
he's Lex
who
Luthor.
do you
I
blame
think.
for nobody
Go ahead.
liking Jeff Bezos anymore? And do you blame Zoran Mamdani?
Absolutely, because if there wasn't Zoran Mamdani, we wouldn't have this concept of like taxing the rich. He's the one, obviously, who created it, right?
He also skipped the Met Gala, right?
He's the first one, yeah.
So he's
And he
out
rides
there
the
being like,
subway, which seems wrong.
yeah, I mean, like this was his chance to show that he loves Ken Griffin, and he skipped it. He's just skipped right out on it.
And evidently, he had a choice to be born white, and he didn't do that either.
He
I mean,
failed.
what-
He
yeah,
failed miserably
Yeah.
at that. Do you blame the workers of
The
Amazon?
workers at the Met.
at Amazon because
Oh, at Amazon. Okay.
apparently, well, first of all, if they just accepted that they're all going to be fired and replaced by AI robots, and like then we'll get the abundance that the tech billionaire overlords say they're going to give us. If they just accepted that, it'd be easier. But instead, what they did was they put on their own Met Gala. This is the headline: while billionaires get ready for the Met Gala, their workers walk a different kind of runway. It's a protest fashion show organized by
that.
the workers of Amazon, Whole Foods, Starbucks, Uber, organized by the SEIU and Amazon Labor Union.
Huh. Where was that? That was held in New York.
That was held in the meatpacking district.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of used to be kind of a fashion district down there.
Yeah. That's
Can I tell you
blame
that when
workers.
not that anyone wants to hear the story, but when I first moved to New York City, I used to do a lot of PA jobs, involved like for instance, and one of the things I did do was work a lot of events at the Met, and you get paid like, I don't know, $100 a day, and the day is like 20 hours long because you're doing everything, and it's the most soul crushing experience because you're basically doing stupid things for people like Jeff Bezos and getting paid no money for it, and anyway,
it's the worst.
it's
the worst.
Yeah.
Do you blame Lauren Sanchez,
Sure.
his wife, profiled in the New York Times saying the uber rich should, quote, stop apologizing and, quote, start enjoying themselves?
Start enjoying themselves.
That's right.
Start.
They have not been enjoying
Start.
themselves, and
Right.
now they
So
are.
what are they doing on these yachts and these Hawaiian mansions? Like, what are they up to?
They feel
Start?
guilty.
She actually
they feel
said
guilty
that?
about all
Start
their
enjoying
wealth.
themselves?
Yeah, they feel
Start.
guilty. Yeah, start.
Wow.
Or do you blame Amazon's board of sycophants?
Oh.
I mean, this is like, I don't even need to go through the board, but like every single one of them is like been there, like half the board's been there for 10 or more years.
Yeah.
It's and Uncle
And
Hefe is still on the board.
Kind of reminds me of the Netflix board almost. Yeah.
Or do you blame Uncle Hefe himself? Because
Oh.
he seems to continually just think he can buy things and it will make people like him. Like is he the saddest billionaire? Like Zuckerberg and Zuckerberg, Musk, and Bezos seem to be in some sort of quiet competition for saddest billionaire.
Well, but
Like,
Bezos used to care though. So I think he is
I
sad.
think he cares the most. I think
Yeah, he
like
does.
Zuckerberg is like an automaton. I think he
doesn't care about anything.
I'm not sure he cares, but he wants to be cool, but he doesn't know anything about he's like so outside being cool that it's like it's lame. Bezos, I think, wants acceptance, and so does Musk. I think they desperately want people to love
Yes.
them.
Just
Like
like
they're
Trump.
really desperate for it. It's sad.
All right.
So those are your options.
I'm gonna go for some woman-on-woman crime, and I'm gonna go because she's the antithesis. She's the very opposite of Mackenzie Scott, who we talk about a lot on this show, right? And I gotta go Lauren Sanchez. I mean,
Well, I'll blame the wife.
yes, I'm blaming the woman.
Wow. All right.
This is really just a nod to Mackenzie Scott, who is doing the exact opposite of Lauren
I
Sanchez.
know it's really sad in contrast, right?
Yeah. All right.
And
What do you got?
We'll end on this one.
Yeah.
And I had to bring it up because it's big news and it's kind of a joke. GameStop is preparing
This is
offer
nuts.
for eBay.
How do they have this money? It's like a
They have
$50 billion. What's going on?
$56 billion. They have $9 billion in cash from
Is
all the
GameStop
shares they
is still a
sold.
thing?
Well, this is the greatest part about this is like it's a failing brick and mortar
yeah, it's been
video
failing for
store from
decades.
like the 90s.
Yeah.
Wants to buy a semi-failing
Yeah, that's
2000s
true.
internet auction company. Like, what are
for
we
like
really
baseball
doing?
cards and like used tracksuits. Yeah.
So who do you blame? Do you
Oh, God.
blame the TD Bank directors, Anna Arsoff, Sherry
Why?
Brandt, Elio Luongo, Keith Martell, Frank Pern, Paul Worth? They are the TD Bank Risk Committee directors
Uh-huh.
because TD
okayed this?
Bank
Yeah.
offered an I guess so letter financing $20 billion for the purchase
What?
of eBay to
That
Ryan
is-
Cohen and GameStop.
Unbelievable. I haven't we cited. I think in
What
the
are
past
you doing, TD Bank?
in our populist math sections, I think we've cited that $20 billion figure is around the figure where we can start to make a real difference with like poverty and homelessness.
I just, what are we doing?
I don't know.
Like, who at the bank
I
was
don't
like,
know.
you know, it's an
That's-
awesome idea?
I don't know.
That.
All right. Who else? What else? Let's wrap this up.
Here's who else. Do you blame Roaring Kitty?
Oh yeah, I forgot
Keith
about Roaring
Gill.
Kitty. Yeah.
Isn't this all his fault?
He's
Obviously,
the guy from like Boston. Yeah.
Yeah, he's by last count, he had 9 million shares of GameStop in 2024.
Is that
He
right?
might still have them. Yeah, like
Okay.
that was all part of the
Yeah, I don't
joke.
care about him. Who else?
Do you blame CEO Ryan Cohen, who's
That seems
deep
like a good bet.
experience,
Yeah.
deep experience selling pet food because he
Yeah,
started
Chewy.
Chewy.com. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now video games has set
Yeah.
him up to basically think he's got the ego to think he can run anything.
Was
there
he
anything
like-
I can't run?
Didn't GameStop buy a lot of like crypto, or was that Chewy, or I don't know, Bitcoin, or I don't even know. Right?
I
Is that
think GameStop, GameStop may have bought a gold mine.
Okay,
or
okay,
like,
enough,
It was
enough.
like
I'm out,
some.
I'm out. Yeah.
Or do you blame? Who cares? Why the fuck are we even talking about this? This is so dumb.
Well, okay, you know what?
Why are we talking about this?
Just so we can wrap up, that is my okay. This is like a convoluted answer because I get to vote. So my vote is who cares, but
Okay, good.
because I voted who cares, it actually draws a direct line with an arrow right back to the TD Bank directors, who should never have the support. I mean, never. Right?
Whatever. No.
I mean, Ryan
no
Cohen
bank.
needs a timeout. He like enough. It's
This
all
is so dumb.
It's dumb. It's
so
horrible. It's the
dumb.
worst.
And I don't even. I
TD
don't.
Bank. What do you? This is
If Ryan Cohen buys eBay, I don't care. Like I don't. And if he doesn't buy eBay, great. I also wonder what you can do with $56 billion that isn't stroke some like 37-year-old's ego because he thinks he can run anything.
Maybe he could buy BuzzFeed. He can go in with Vivek Ramaswamy. He could buy BuzzFeed.
What are we even doing? It's so
Oh,
dumb.
God.
That's all we got. That's Hazel
That's all.
Morales.
That's 17 hours.
I'm your analyst, Matt Mascardi. We are Free Float. Damien's gone all for the rest
Thank
of the
God.
week.
It's time.
So who knows what we're gonna do? There will be a Mike and Ann show on Shareholder Primacy tomorrow, so go check that out. In fact, they're lining up interviews now. They're lining up some interviews coming in the next couple weeks. If you want me to do a show, hit me and tell me to do a show. Otherwise, maybe I'll just take the week off.
Yeah, you should take a break. You got a lot of stuff to do.
Why not? I got other things to do. I'm busy. That's all we got. Until next time. Good. Bye.